how's it going? Yes, I know, I'm still not dead. Thank you for constantly bringing that up. It's a great reminder of how I'm forced to continue to exist in this hellish plane we call our lives. But anyways, yes, I'm still alive and kicking, despite how 2020 has been going. But I hope that you all are doing alright. I'm basically making this video just as a quick update because, well, if you might not have noticed, almost for basically 3/4 of the year, I haven't really posted any videos. I mean, I posted a couple of those first impressions, but let's face it, most people are not going to watch them, and YouTube is definitely not going to advertise them. Thank you, YouTube. Glad to see that you're constantly trying to kill off your creators. But anyways, yes, if some of you might not have remembered, it is currently almost the end of October. And I distinctly remember myself saying that I was going to start posting RWBY Reviews Volume 6 somewhere in early August. To the point that actually RWBY Reviews Volume 6 should be wrapping up right about now. So why haven't I posted it? Well, it's because of something that I knew was going to happen. I hit the wall. I don't know if you've noticed this with several other RWBY reviewers out there, that, or just people talking about RWBY in general context. And that is that most people have sort of stopped talking about it. They've sort of like run out of steam. They've sort of just lost all passion for it, except for when they're, of course, bashing it. Those channels are still going on strongly, and good for them. Glad to hear that they have a lot to talk about, because sad to say, there is a lot to talk about when you want to bash this show. Oh my lord, where to begin? The fact that, I don't know, Volume 5 did pretty terribly. The creators and the writers were saying that we're going to learn our lesson and make sure that Volume 6 does well, only to basically repeat everything in Volume 6. Volume 7 comes around, hey guys, we're going to have a great time here. Oh shoot, we have absolutely no idea what we're doing, and we're just basically making a big old political message about the 2016 election. And yeah, that's about it when it came to Volume 7. I don't even remember what happened in Volume 7. To the point where now we're in Volume 8. And, well, if the rumors are true, apparently it's supposed to take place over the course of 2 days. Listen, I know Miles and Carrie are trying to get better at writing. And I know that they're not exactly that good. But holy crap, I did not realize that they were that bad. 2 days! Seriously, what is this? Like a season of 24? I mean, gosh, you can't have something happen in such a quick time frame without, key note, I kind of called this back in my Volume 7 reaction, without basically the show starting to wrap up. Mainly because so many events are happening in such quick succession that we have to get to them all, basically close it up. And let's face it, as I said, that certainly seems to be the case. I mean, it's already the case with Rooster Teeth. I mean, no wonder I was going to hit this wall of just down, depressing, and, well, lack of any passion for RWBY whatsoever when the creators of Rooster Teeth is basically falling apart. For those who might not know, basically what is going on with Rooster Teeth is, well, they're not dying. Okay? Some people have been saying that about Rooster Teeth, that oh no, Rooster Teeth is dying, or hooray, Rooster Teeth is finally kicking the bucket. Rooster Teeth is not dying. Rooster Teeth died about 3 years ago, okay? I saw that. Didn't really want to say anything about it because I was hoping I was wrong. Rooster Teeth died about like 3 years ago, and what we've been seeing is the slow decay of Rooster Teeth. To the point where now it's starting actually to smell and bloat and about to pop into a pool of just yuckiness. And to be honest, they kind of had that coming. Yep, they decided to, well, To be honest, it was mainly like 2 points that I would have to say. The first point is, of course, they decided to not keep themselves as themselves and instead sold themselves off to somebody else. I believe the company was called Fullscreen, which was, I think, an subsidiary of AT&T or Warner Brothers, one of the two. Right now, they're owned by Warner Brothers, but that's the point. They're not partnered with Warner Brothers. They're owned by Warner Brothers. Any of you decide to make it your own business, remember, you keep it till you're dead, and even then you have something in your will that keeps it in the family for as long as you possibly can. The moment you sell off to someone, it's no longer yours, you have no longer any say, and it basically can be used in any way they possibly want, which is basically what is happening with Rooster Teeth. And, well, I'll just say this one thing. When it comes to Rooster Teeth falling apart right now, you're seeing a lot of people out there basically praise this moment, laughing at the lives that are basically crumbling before our eyes. And I have to say, those are probably the few rare people that, let's face it, aren't really Rooster Teeth fans. Or they've just been hurt too much by Rooster Teeth fans. Real Rooster Teeth fans, to be honest, this is sort of like watching a good friend go down a bad path, hang out with some bad people, decide to believe in some bad things, and now it's all hitting them at once, and life is crashing down upon them. It's not a happy thing. It's a very sad thing, but there's nothing we really can do. They must make their own decisions, and then, of course, accept the consequences that happen. And, well, consequences being here that Rooster Teeth basically falls apart. For those, again, who aren't paying attention to this, I do not blame you in any way, sense, or form, okay? It's completely understandable that you're trying your best to ignore this. 2020 has already been a terrible year. You don't need this on you. But basically, all the old faces that we used to know and love, and used to actually associate as Rooster Teeth, are basically gone. I mean, Bernie's gone. Joel's gone. Remember, good old gold guy. Right now, there's sort of a controversy that's going on, apparently, between good old Mad King Ryan and some other guy. Apparently, like, I don't know. They say grooming some fangirls. To be honest, it's basically just the rock star lifestyle. We used to praise this when it came to our certain movie stars, but I guess you guys like to change your beliefs sometimes. To me, I honestly don't care. As I've said before with Vic Mignogna, which is ironic that this is basically the same thing, but they're a little bit more lenient when it came to people that they were very close to. But as I said the same thing with Vic, I'm going to hold judgment. I say you look for the evidence. If you find the evidence, throw the book at them. If the evidence isn't mounting up and it turns out that this is just basically a hoax or, not exactly what we were thinking, treat them like anybody else and hold them responsible for what they did, but show some mercy. Granted, there is some sort of evidence, which apparently is one of the reasons why, yes, Ryan is no longer working for Rooster Teeth, along with possibly several other people. To the point where Rooster Teeth, I wouldn't say is being shut down, but likely dissolved. All their people, all their intellectual properties are going to be spread out to whoever Warner Brothers wants to give them to. And the name Rooster Teeth will probably be just kept around because it's good to have a brand name. What does this mean for RWBY? Well, I kind of said this back when I watched RWBY Volume 7, and that is that it likely will end soon. Which is ironic considering the fact that they kept bragging that it was going to go on for like 16 volumes, which I immediately knew was the problem. Let's face it, no good show has lasted that long. A good show lasts maybe about like 8-9 seasons. That's basically the money point, okay? Because after any before that, maybe people want a bit more. Anything after is going on too long. Okay, we want an ending. An ending makes a story so satisfying. Well, looks like RWBY's going to get that ending. Whether or not it is a rushed story or simply RWBY is canceled, I do not know. I dread both of them, to be honest. Yeah, that's all I have to say. Which I suppose brings me back to RWBY Reviews Volume 6, and the fact that I'm just not going to make them anymore. Clearly, you guys haven't been watching my reviews. Of course I'm going to be making them. I already said it. So long as RWBY continues to release episodes, I am going to review them. Not for RWBY, not for Rooster Teeth, but for Monty's sake. For the sake of the man that inspired me to not just hunt down the passion that I had, but utilize the skills I had to basically turn something that would have been just a daily job into something that I would have enjoyed. And I think Monty deserved that. So that's why I'm going to be continuing RWBY Reviews. Right now, I've just finished up with the scripts. Yes, like I said, it took me a long time. Basically, every time I got to an episode, it was like a 5% chance I would actually watch that episode, just because I was so drained of everything that was going on, knowing the fact that I'm going to work so hard on these episodes, I'm going to put them out, they're not going to get a lot of views, they're likely going to be copyright striked, and I'm probably not going to be able to make any money whatsoever off it. To be honest, I really don't want to make money with YouTube, just because of the fact that, let's face it, only good time that we could have made money with YouTube was if YouTube partnered with people. That's right, partnered. That is to say that it was an even distribution of power. Sad to say, we're not partnered with YouTube. YouTube is not a public platform. YouTube is a private platform. You can't be one or both. You have to be one. And sad to say, they went with private. They say they're public, they're private. How do you know? Again, I get copyright strike. I literally have no recourse whatsoever. But I'm going to still do it. Because again, Rooster Teeth, I don't care much about them. RWBY itself, I really don't care too much. Love it. Believe it or not, it was one of my favorite shows. It was one of the shows that actually got me into believing that anime could be more than just fan service. I'm doing this for money. And even though it looks like whether or not they truly care about Monty's legacy, his legacy is no longer there. More or less, this is kind of what is happening with the Marvel franchise, if you think about it, with Stan Lee. So, again, hope that I'm wrong, but we'll see. But yes, I am going to be currently working on the audio and visuals so that I can then start chopping them up and start making these videos. But currently, my house is kind of being renovated right now. So, basically everything that I own is almost in boxes. And soon I'll have to leave my room for a little while so that they can come in here and start cleaning it up. Granted, not much is going to change in my room, so don't worry too much about that. But yeah, basically I have nothing right now, so I'm just having to work whatever I have on my actual computer, which thank God is still up. But yeah, even though RWBY is just not the same anymore, and it's taken me so long just to write those like about 15 different episodes worth of videos, I'm still going to do it. Because that's how much of an impact the old Rooster Teeth had on me. That's how much of an impact Monty had on me. And to be honest, if you guys want something that will both inspire you as well as depress you, I would suggest looking up a little video that I saw myself. It was the What Ruined VeggieTales. It's by some guy, I think his name is Saberspark. I'm not affiliated with him at all. I just watched it, and I used to love VeggieTales when I was a kid too. Okay? But what was so interesting is that as I was watching, I was basically saying, this is just a point-to-point rise and fall of Rooster Teeth. A bunch of guys who just wanted to create something. They came together. They didn't have much, but what they had was a passion, and what they had was camaraderie. And we felt that through their videos. And, well, over the years, they were able to grow. But then they started focusing too much on their growth, focusing too much on the money, focusing too much on the fame. They lost sight of what was important. Because of that, they slowly began to lose everything. And then they come out with hopefully one last saver, which, let's just face it, we all knew that Noah, the movie, was just... Or not Noah, Jonah, the movie. That wasn't going to work. And same thing with Rooster Teeth. I knew that Genlock was just not going to work. Sorry, Rooster Teeth, as much as I love you, you were going into the mech anime basically with a BB gun and a pocket knife. You had no chance whatsoever, which meant that you had to focus on good characters and an interesting story. That didn't mean that you had to blow all your money hiring acclaimed voice actors, which, let's face it, is an interesting spark, but nothing that would make an interesting character. It also meant that hiring Carrie to write for it wasn't going to work either, especially not when you're hiring a bunch of other alphabet people, if you guys know what I mean. I'll just face it, they can't write worth a damn, okay? They're focused too much on their goals and not enough on the story. Which is why Genlock basically failed. Yes, I know Genlock 2 is going to be made, but let's face it, it's no longer Rooster Teeth. It's not even the guy who originally created Gray Haddock, I think it was his name. Yeah, it's not his anymore. He's off the project. He's not even worked for Rooster Teeth anymore. And yeah, like I said, this is not a happy thing. It's kind of sad. But we do what we have to do. And like I said, I'm going to be working on RWBY Reviews Volume 6. I'm going to make RWBY Reviews Volume 7. And if it's released, again, we're hoping, but we'll see. I will do RWBY Reviews Volume 8. And we'll just see how everything goes. As for the RWBY Reviews Volume 6... I probably will have to start releasing videos sometime maybe in like December. Or heck, I may have to actually wait until the next year. We'll see. Schooling has been tough, and trying to get into the field that I want has been tougher. But I've also had a little time to work on some other videos just to basically get my mind off of it. And I'll be releasing them later on during this week. First one is just a music video. I really liked the song. I really liked the movie. I was hoping that there would be some sort of music video about the song and the movie. Turns out there wasn't. So, well, I basically did a whole Thanos and said, fine, I'll do it myself. And I did. And if it turns out great, it turns out great. If it doesn't, it doesn't matter. I had fun making it. Another video, though, I'm going to be releasing is, again, that basically series that I'm going to be starting, in which we create some of your favorite fictional weapons for cheap and easy. In which I actually have one of the first creations right here. And I'll be showing you exactly how you can make yourself your own mini crescent rose. Yep, didn't cost much to make it, and it's actually pretty darn easy to make it, to be honest. I expected it to be a lot harder, and no, it was actually pretty easy. I will have a video that will show you step by step what you need to do, and you can just visit my website. Yeah, the old website I used to post a long time ago, but it's still up and running because, again, it's a cheap website that I did when I was taking a class on it, basically, and I can post pictures there, which I'll be posting pictures of the template that you can actually print out yourself to make your own little crescent rose. Like I said, it's not too hard. Apart from that, we'll just see how everything goes. As for right now, I hope that you guys are taking care of yourselves. Like I said, this year has been really crazy, and it can be really tough on some of us. And, well, even though a lot has been changing, even though a lot looks really dark and gloomy, just know there's more to life than this. Okay? Yeah, we have basically the political climate falling apart. Some of our greatest icons and idols are on fire, basically. And the shows that we used to love just don't have the same spark to them anymore. Either because they themselves are just not good, or because of everything else that's going on around us. It's just making it difficult to really enjoy it. Just understand, well, this too shall pass. That I think it was told to Alexander the Great. And it's true, yes, while it's sad that, yeah, everything eventually will fade, it's kind of nice to know that, well, everything eventually will fade. So, basically, life is sort of pointless if you think about it. To us Christians, yeah, there is a bit of a difference with that, but for everyone else, I like to say this. Life is short, so best thing I can think of is to be nice to people even though they don't deserve it. To try to find whatever joys you have and hold on to them tight, as stupid as some of them may be. And to basically not hold too firmly to your life, while also understanding that it's precious. As screwed up as it may be, it is precious. I guarantee you, you can find one person nearby who will look at you and say, you are precious. More importantly, you're precious to me. Even if that person is just on a stupid camera in the middle of his 60-degree room right now. Yes, Chicago can get very cold. We are called the Windy City after all. But, anyways, guys, I'm going to have to let you go right now because I got to get back and do some schoolwork. You guys take care of yourselves. I'll try to finish up with the RWBY reviews while I'm 6 because, again, I really love talking about RWBY, even if it's going down a plugger. And then, who knows, we'll see what other animes I can switch over to because, well, there are just so many good ones out there, as again, my first impression videos can attest to. I'll release that music video probably sometime later on in the week, and then I'll work on the other wooden weaponry videos. I'll release the Crescent Rose probably again later on sometime this week, and then I'll try to see if I can work on some of the other RWBY weapons. Not sure if I'll be able to have them transform, but still, be kind of fun to be able to do it yourself. Again, you don't really need much skills, and the tools and equipment are really cheap. Till then, you guys take care, and remember, even though this life is kind of crummy sometimes, it is the one that we have. Let's make the best of it, and more importantly, find the people and things that you love and hold them closely. They won't be there forever, but then again, a rose isn't beautiful because it blooms for an eternity. It blooms once and lets its beauty radiate so that another can be inspired and bloom again. You guys take care of yourself and please be safe. It is kind of crazy out there. I'm Ricardo. Toodles!